Okay, there we go. It seems either Streamlabs or Twitch made a little oopsie doodle, but well, we will try our luck with the soundtrack to see if we get muted. It's Friday night, we need to relax, celebrate a week of hard work, hopefully a good uh, July the 4th celebration for you North American friends out there. So we've got the little fella here. We're gonna work the basic outlines and such, and then jump into Photoshop so we can start with the shading process. If it's too quiet, it's because I'm sunken deep into the inking. It's what I like the most about art. Inking allows you to completely submerge yourself, get lost into shapes. Trying to capture that idea you have in your head as accurate as possible. Oh, what nostalgia. Chrono Trigger times. Chrono Cross rather. Oh, cool. Working out, huh? Have a great sweat then. Almost done, just winding down. Cool. Hang in there. This one is a homebrew creature for one of my regular clients. Uh, I'm sure he will be online later on. It's sort of inspired in the traditional goblins, but they have sort of an eldritch background, something star related and deep related. So we started speaking about what was he working on, and he told me about this race, and say, okay, why don't we do a why don't we start the vision process? And so we've been working on the last 2 days in this one, piece by piece. I'm almost done doing the things, the inking and the process as I'm most used to. The Ninja Turtle we did earlier today was based on a sketch of a friend of mine. So my work process sort of try to adapt to his work. This one though is more my alley. So once we finish here the outlines, we jump to Photoshop and we start with the shading process. Let's try to do the same we did today, but let's see if I can make it faster. Okay. It's almost there. The important parts are closed. For the most part. Okay. let's see if it looks like something unique, we will be able to say that we did it. It has to look like a goblin, but not like a, oh, this is your typical goblin ripoff. Let's see. Yeah, it's basically done. Okay, I think it's ready to go to Photoshop. Let's see. Yes. Perhaps I should clean it a bit before. Yeah, let's go with this. Support space in. What is it? There you are. This color hurts a bit there. That should be enough to establish background. The light source will be coming out from inside this stuff. This should in turn slightly influence the way the light will hit the image. This will be the main light source. I don't want it to be super dark. We already got this. Let's use a hard brush. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if my headphones are stuttering or the stream is stuttering. Rather, my computer. Looks pretty good so far. Let's add a bit of occlusion. Perhaps I should do a starry sky. Let's see. They are too cluttered. Yeah, it's too cluttered to be stars. I think I had another one here for stars, but I can't remember. Particle. It's the same pencil. I would rather make it myself. Crazy. What the hell? Yes. Something like this. Okay. Very well. Now this is shading. Let's do some lighting. guess I should put the name somewhere. Where will it go? It should be up here. This could work. Here. Ah, the font must be huge. Well, we have an issue with that. Makes no sense. Let's leave it. Okay. Yeah, started a bit. Let's see if we're able to finish this one before hitting the bed today. Almost fell asleep after having a bath earlier in the evening. I know you do. I know you know this music. Let's see if it bypasses the filter of Twitch's fan police who want to mute my anime and video game music streams. Damn it. And what about you? What you doing? Where have you gotten up to? Have you finished it already? It's a great experience on its own. It's not the same as Suikoden, which also has a lot of characters, but it feels like a world of its own. Have you been tinkering with Pip? That you have different evolutions depending on the elements and all the stuff. What a what a what a twisted notion for a PSX game. I remember that one being a particular headache. I am done and I am back. Oh man, this looks badass. Thanks. I haven't messed with Pip at all. Well, I remember the first time I finished it, I didn't even know about the morphing capabilities of Pip. I discovered a game fact very later on, many years later, and I was like baffled. I said, how come one gets 100 plus hours on a game and finish it so many times, and yet he's unable to see all that game had to offer? I can't remember my party. I'm certain it was well Kid because she had the Moog ability. And was it Glenn? I can't remember if it was Glenn. And perhaps Nikki. But what a game. It made me cry so many times. Sometimes just remembering certain scenes brings tears to my eyes. I doubt the latest Call of Duty will be able to do that. When game actually have replay value, yeah man. Parasite Eve, god damn it! I want to say also that after the scene where they were camping outside Fort Dragonia, Kid became one of my favorite characters. It's really her development. It's quite interesting. To me, she was an annoying character. I didn't want her around me at all. Say for that super sexy stealing ability. I used Orla a lot. That is a character I like. That was my wife, I think. Yes, but it grows on you, and really, it's very well written and very well localized as well. The localization did a wonderful job with Chrono Cross. Orla, remember Orla? Let me look for her. The bunny was thick, but Orla. This is what I like the most about the game, the the character sheets. Gladiatrix Barkeep. That's great for creating characters. Origin, height, weight, build, and also this, which was also interesting to me, showing which characters are left-handed and right-handed. That's because I'm left-handed. Those kinds of games I tend to remember. Cool work. She's Hoda can throw hands. Yes, I don't know if it's the character that barefisted that does the most damage. I can remember. Once you upgrade the weapon to the Rainbow Shell version, that you need, I don't know, new game plus 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 to do that. Getting all the Rainbow Shells to for all the characters takes you at least 3 playthroughs, I believe, if I remember correctly. What a great game. What a great game. Another one that takes a while and it's quite a wild ride is well Okami. What a great game to lose oneself. I love it. But nothing is like Chrono Cross. Nothing compares to Chrono Cross. After people playing the original Chrono Trigger plays Chrono Cross as a separate game, as a standalone game, as a sort of sequel but not quite, not a direct sequel, the game becomes a compelling argument for a GOTY candidate. This music, man, come on. I will have to get it on the now that the Steam Summer Sale is up. I'll grab it at a discount. I love the game, but none of the original developers will get that money, so we could do some bit of foreshadowing here using a too dark sort of tentacle here. It has to be very subtle. Oh, this song breaks my heart. Did you finish it, by the way? I didn't read. Have you got to the Miguel fight? That one breaks your heart. What a sad game, thinking about it in retrospect. Chrono Trigger isn't as sad as Chrono Cross. We were so happy and we didn't know it. In Trigger it took me several playthroughs to get prism dresses and safe helm for everyone. Yeah, well, when you start hunting for the different endings, you sort of start accumulating. A couple of extras. I think Chrono Cross is grindier though. It must be, well, in the first place it has many more characters. I think it has 40 something. You need 40 rainbow shells. You don't get You don't get, I don't think you get half of it on a regular playthrough. I can't remember honestly. Is that an Eldritch Shadow? Or is my mind playing tricks? Ahahaha. You will have to play this Homebrew module to know. Let's do an Eldritch Eye here. This is Chrono Cross's hardest place. When you listen to this song for the first time, surviving this is really, really, really tough the first time. I think it's when you face Dario. Just before facing Dario, or in the quest to defeat Dario, I think it was. We need some shadows here. second shadow has to look creepy. This is the part that takes the most time, but it's the one that entertains me the most. The shading. Who is this character? This character is a sort of creature, um, if part of a homebrew set of creatures that one of the guys who was earlier on, Dedman, created for a setting he's writing. They are sort of like goblins for the most part, but they have a sort of a connection. They live in on a on very harsh environments, which are at the same time connected with the deep. All the plants and stuff have very deep roots, and at the same time, these goblins, let's say, are in a way touched by an eldritch sensation. It's not yet clear, and part of the appeal of this race is that are unsettling. They are cunning. They have a connection with the stars that they revere, but it's never explicit. But those who we've heard the word Lovecraft somewhere sort of can think about the implications. Nothing overt, except perhaps for these shadows here, which I'm trying to turn into an eldritch hidden image. These are that's more or less the idea of the Ashlings. Sort of eldritch goblins, but they are far more than that. If the ideas and the writing of Dead is to be trusted, he does create really interesting stuff. Comes up with very cool ideas. He was telling me about it, about this out of the blue in one of our conversations, and I just started drawing. That's how it started. Doing a sketch. Let's see if I had the original sketch. Now that we are on the subject matter. This was the initial idea. Very sort of remember the trolls, the 90s trolls, those with funky fuchsia hair. Where this was sort of a twist originally, a twist on that very same notion. And as conversations went by, it sort of took a bit of another form. Oh, I haven't decided if I will make it a tail or not yet. So well, I've been tinkering on last streams with this idea, and this is sort of a refined concept. And we got up to this point. I'm very angry because I wanted to make stars, and I will have to make it by myself. Putting images into shadows is a sweet touch. I think that is the best way to convey some sort of surrealism into figure drawing proper, so to speak. It's not like it's easy, but it's certainly a good way to use that, to give the image, to give the illustration an additional depth. Which is something I enjoy doing, or rather tinkering with. Where the hell is the... Oh, here it is. They also have something below their silly hats, and that has to be implied in a way. Again, it mustn't be it doesn't have to be that overt. It has to be very, very, very subtle. Chun, 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 chun. We got the badass Hasbro trolls. Yeah. Those are the kind of things that you looked at the toy store back then and you asked to yourself, what were they thinking? Because those trolls are awful. You were having your fun with your GI Joes and your Ninja Turtles, and suddenly, quang quang quang. This is awful. Take a look at it. Oh my fucking god! What were they thinking? Even the garbage even the garbage pail kids have a particular direction or a better appeal that I say, but this is simply unsettling. Uncanny Valley, we've reached uncanny valleys that shouldn't have been possible. Take a look at this one. Oh my god, this is... I can have nightmares by watching at this, but staring at this for too long. Yes, this was the standard awfulness. What horrible little pricks. They creep me out. Yeah, man, they did creep you out. They are really, really unsettling. Very uncanny valley. Oh well, the Barbie doll anatomy, like they say now, is... I never questioned myself that. Just I was so horrified by the face expressions, and I couldn't understand the hype behind that, because the cartoon was also horrible. The characters were horrible. It wasn't something like Silverhawks or Thundercats or no, they were fucking awful. Yeah, let's leave it at that for the time being. Okay, let's fuse this because I'm getting confused with the layers. That means they have to be merged. There you are. This is the line art, right? Yeah. Cool. Okay, what else? I can remember the color of their clothing. We will use this one tentatively to separate stuff. Oh, too dark. Pum, 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 pum. secondary color. Let's use an extra light. Okay. It's almost imperceptible. Okay. There are still couple of things missing before diving into the final coloring properly, but so far let's see, perhaps we can change the background here. Even with just that bit of color, the whole thing has a lot more depth and weight. Yes, I think mainly because it helps give an extra sort of the same trick that anime uses. You use a brighter layer to sort of give that halo that connects the figure with the color of the background or the mood of the background, sort of. Still a bit incomplete. Yes, I want something like this, but not that strong. Chin 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 chin. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Having the shading done before the coloring is a cool technique. I've seen it before but never tried. Some people argue against it, but once you have determined the values of light and shadow, you can then experiment with different coloring techniques, but you have the most important thing already nailed down. Sometimes you see people who is actually good, has a very good grasp of the coloring values and picks attractive color palettes, but then you tend to see the colors either too washed away or too saturated. Uh, Perhaps not by much, but enough to make you think there is something wrong here, and I don't know exactly how to describe it in something like that sort of way. I found that by working on black and white and establishing, creating a cool image with lights and shadows first, you can then experiment all you like, especially on Photoshop with coloring. Of course, it's a very digital philosophy, let's say, a very digital coloring philosophy. You can, of course, grab a couple of watercolor brushes or a couple of effect brushes and experiment with. Well, this color selection that I have here is I picked a Copic swatch. These are basically all the available Copic markers colors, Copic marker colors available. So I take that and use this one as reference for general reference, even though I mostly do the lights and shadows first. Honestly, it sounds like a more fluid process because I find myself struggling with a really strange experience trying to shade after coloring. Uh, the best way to go around that particular order is to have very solid and preferably sort of a lighter color palette. Start with very light bases, plain colors, and then you can just with a simple layer or multiply on 50% using gray, just gray, you can have a cool second color, and it looks pretty similar to the anime style. If you color that gray 50% layer on multiply, there you enter the realm of the very interesting combinations. But if you were studying under me, I would tell you to how can I say it? To get the shading basics first, to make 3D out of 2D first, and then you can apply whatever coat of paint you want. I got a picture already. I'm doing the lines on slowly. Maybe I'll try it there first. Of course. Good thing if you have a good work on the line art. Once you've got a line art that you say, okay, nailed it. Save that one and go for the plain colors first. The way you usually go around things. Try to use a light color palette. As the version 1, and for the version 2 take the same line art and start try going around doing the shadows first. You will eventually need the plain colors initially. That plain color might as well be gray 50%, or do something similar, which I do, which is I do everything in black and white and generally use a either multiply or color layer, which allows everything to fall under your eye has sort of access or can imagine far depth with a single color and different work on the shading scales and the highlights than going around the regular way. To me, this is the way that delivers the most stable results. You can always experiment later. If you put it on a single color and the shading looks anime enough, then you did it. Sort of a quick rule of thumb for that. See, this is very saturated, but I needed a different color. Yeah, let's leave it at that for the time being. Which did this line come from? There, good. Since this is skin and not clothing, we will use a softer brush. Let's work on the skin. haven't decided on the eyes. Let's go with the traditional yellow. Okay, let's leave it at that. For the time being, it will do. Okay, let's put some Mega Man music before the end. I need to listen to Gravity Beetle or I will fall asleep. I'm alive again. mostly done. Of course. I think that this one's my favorite song of X3, but it's a tough one. Lots of gravity. Blast Hornet. This song is great. To me, all the music that pumps you up, that gives you sort of an extra tank, are worth double in my book. And Mega Man X3, it's pretty much on that place of the groove. Dun, dun, dun. It's non-stop. Yes, well, it's a disputed one, but yes, there you go. It sounds heroic, heroic enough. That much I will give you. No. Dun, dun, dun. Most of people is oh Mega Man X3 a toxic seahorse theme. Yeah, well, I think the others are. I like this one a lot. This one's Electro and Amasuros. Lame boss fight. I was on soundtrack. Of course, when I say the best or my top or my favorite, I'm excluding the undisputed champion of Rockman X3. Let's go for the remix. You can run a marathon with this song. 2 marathons. Can I send you a link? Give me a moment. What? Can I send you a link to a Mega Man X medley? The one by Sato on YouTube. Let me look for it and we will listen to it. Sato, right? I think I've heard, I told you about the family Schulz. That little guy did an awesome medley as well. Sato. 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 Mega Man X medley music core. Let's see. At 10 minutes? Yes, Schulz is that little guy freaks me out. It's awesome. The works he's done, the medleys he's done, they are awesome. I even enjoyed the Binding of Isaac one, which I'm a huge fan of the original soundtrack of Danny Baranowski. Let's assume it's this one. Uh, it's this one. Oh, yeah, true metal. Yeah, it's in another level entirely. Storm Eagle rules. Fucking rules. What a sweet riff. He uses the keyboard very effectively. That is some shredding. Yes. When you think about it, in your mind, back when you were a kid and listened them on the console, you heard them in your mind as electric guitars. That's what happened to me. Yeah. This is X4, right? Super nice sound chip. What they did in X2, you can hear they use the 8-bit channel in overdrive ostrich, and it sounds really cool, really clever as well. Yeah. This to me is the best Zero song. Technically it's X versus Zero, but to me this is the Zero song. Yes. Fight the music form. This song is perfection. Perfection. Simply awesome. Really great medley. I never listened it to before. Oh, excellent. Let's see if the Minibosses Mega Man 2 medley is here. I'm gonna have to blast that in the car. The groove of the original score is it's a good selection. It's a really good medley. You can see the artistic merit on the song selection. This is the groove of this is assassin. You can dance to this tune. Yeah, you can pretty much. One of the greatest achievements of Mega Man X is how they use music to create the world as well. Which is X and Zero, basically, and the different captors. I hope the audio isn't muted. It's part of the philosophy. I remember hearing someone talk about how when they were conceiving Mega Man as a game, they were looking for engineering aspects such as sound effects and several other things that could remind the player to a factory, an engineering environment. Imagine that! Imagine to conceive that to such an elemental level. I'm pretty sure that along the way they got the expertise and the way to think the music in that direction. By the way, by the time we have the Super NES, all those people already knew how to precisely build the franchise's pillars using music as one of the main tenets. That's what I love about the classic Mega Man, mainly the music. Oh, best song of all time. Yeah! Param pam param param pam param pam 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 pam. Let's go. When I listened to this for the first time, I couldn't believe it. I didn't know the bands were allowed to do this. Willie Castle. Published on July 5, 2009. And I think that Minibosses are from 2002, 2002 and 2004, I think. Certified Hood Classic. We need that t-shirt. Certified Hood Classic. No, no, no. What have I done? Wrong layer. There. Yeah, Minibosses and Eskimos were the two first bands I heard doing Mega Man music. I think the Eskimos version of Sigma's Castle is pretty good. Let's look for it. It's very garage, but it's 100 rock and roll setup. It's epic in its own way. The Swedish Radio Symphony Orchestra did a handful of very good game arrangements. To the orchestral arrangements, I'm sure I must have some there. None particularly comes to mind. I haven't listened to play a video game symphony, for example. But I don't know. Well, Castlevania Symphony of the Night soundtrack it's not an arrangement per se, so it doesn't count. No, I haven't listened to many. I think I should. Yes, but you also have songs like The Tragic Prince that has the guitars in that song are like an split my head wide open. They're just incredible. Of course, that's because of the symphonic background holding the lines. Bloodstain has really good music as well. The Sparkman versions of them is great as well. Ah, the Tragic Prince. And also the arranged version of Rondo of Blood. that Red Book CD is otherworldly. I recently found some video of a Monster Hunter Anniversary Orchestra. I imagine that must have been great for a super fan like you. Again, the franchises that become cult classics or become super successes. A big part of it's always the music, always the music. Well, yes. I take they must have also played with the different tunes depending on if the monster is not engaging with you or engaging with you and having a different soundtrack rather. What's cool about Mega Man X2 soundtrack is that it sounds completely different to X1 and X3, but completely different, and that's a great thing. Mostly done, still a long ways to go. God damn it. Dun, 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 dun. And one mustn't forget, speaking of soundtracks of Super Nintendo, alright man. Valstrack theme songs, something flying through the air. Just in time. I was about to, I think that more or less. This one is pretty much done. Now I was gonna hit the bed, which is need to clean up a couple of things, but pretty much is. Let's put the signature out there. What is it? Hey. Ah, idiot. What a moron I am. There. There. Save. No, I should have to accommodate a couple of things before uploading it. I will upload it tomorrow. Because I will need to change a couple of things before uploading. Perfecto! This is the song that scares me the most and gives me... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? God damn it. I will go to bed with this song. Bam, bam, ba, ba, bam. No se jode con este. This is true fear. Yes, exactly that. You will never forget. You can't forget that first encounter for the first time. While asking to yourself, did I actually shit my pants? Bam, 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 ba, ba, bam. ¡Guau! ¡Qué bicho de mierda! What a motherfucker. Scary, scary. For real, for real. Okay, I'll call it a day from today. Let's see, let's see. I would need for social media. I will do this now. And this has to be the saddest song ever to come out of a Super Nintendo cartridge. This song is pure melancholy. One time, once I met a guy that told me, "You like games? Yes. Have you played Super Metroid? Yes." And he tells me, "If you hadn't cried with Baby Metroid's death, you have no soul." I have a soul. I cried with Baby Metroid's death. Um, we knew each other for the first time. We saw each other for the first time, but we had we shared a big, true, and honest hug. Very few people in the world can be can relate to that feeling. Show me the game that puts you in that position through gameplay alone, without a single word, without trying to ill-trip your character into being a terrible person or whatever Naughty Dog says defies expectations. Give me a break. Super Metroid kicked everyone's asses and still does it. Retroactively. Super Metroid retroactively kicks asses. My youngest brother put Super Metroid as his favorite game of all time. Yes, so do I. If I had to pick one game to represent or to prove that video games are an art form, if I had to pick one and only one, it has to be Super Metroid. I can't think of anything else. I enjoy Zelda a lot. I like Castlevania a lot, but Super Metroid is on a league of its own, and still is. There is no equal. There is simply no equal. Pretty much, dare I say, Super Metroid was Shadow of the Colossus before Shadow of the Colossus existed. Simple as that. To me, is on that level. Of course, I'm a fucking fanboy, but in my heart, it's true. It feels true. Yeah. Most people, I think, will pick something more obvious to represent games. Yes, but again, if taking into account that most of the things that you feel with Super Metroid, you feel through gameplay. I think that is the best way to me to show to someone who knows nothing about games or another medium, just to say, okay, see how does playing this game make you feel, and you feel it. You feel the oppression, you feel the atmosphere, you feel the the humidity. It has so many little details which comprise the whole experience. And the soundtrack of Super Metroid is alive. It sounds like its own thing. God damn it. I'm such a fanboy. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. But of course, there are a lot of games that are art, and many Final Fantasy can be easily qualified as that, such as many other cool games, of course. Not a modern one I can think of. To me, great games. The last great game must have been around 2016, with the exception here and there. But from 2016 onward, I haven't seen anything that I could say legitimately, wow, this fucking blows my mind. I just haven't. I just see gimmicks. And I sound like a broken record because I ended up talking about this all the fucking time. Shit. If you're talking about games as art, perhaps there's a case to be made that Super Metroid works hard into its very gameplay. The very same, it's like Shadow of the Colossus. Of course, Shadow of the Colossus has a bigger budget, has many more elements at their disposal, at its disposal, and but in a very similar way, everything you feel it through the gameplay. You feel everything, and that's what to me what makes a game so. That puts it in that special category when we talk about art as something that exceeds perhaps the medium or the norm. Practically nobody's chasing that nowadays, and the very few or in the cases that those things are done, you get pretty great results. An example is if you have played Ori and the Blind Forest, the beginning, everything that happens in the very first 5 minutes of the game. Uh, of course, the music has a tremendous impact and all of that, but you are feeling it on that uh, through joystick, through joystick alone, dare I say. But Super Metroid is always like it resents you. It's something that doesn't want to speak to you, and you know it's alive. So, in a way, that is, no game gives me a similar feeling. And from a gameplay perspective, I love Metroid Zero Mission a lot, much more than Super Metroid. Zero Mission, it's a game that I finish and start again, finish and start again, finish and start again. It's incredible. It's really, really well accomplished. A great, 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 great game. Minus Zero Suit Samus. But Super Metroid is the superior game. It's the superior experience. So, experience, not game. It's good to have these conversations. It's important to remember what's important. Ori and the Blind Forest, the first one is it's really, really well done. Really well done. The music is incredible. It's a game that makes you cry with music alone, but it has uh, certain constructed moments, certain build moments that are really really well done. And when you consider that Moon Studios, the developers were working remote, they are all from different countries. The artists are from different countries. They didn't have an office, so to speak, and the result is pretty remarkable when thinking in those terms. Okay, what else? Ah, yes. You will all come with me. Wreck ship gives you the creeps. Yes, this may work better. Oh, it was a long track. There we go. Bye bye. Alright. We're gonna say this one's finished. Oof. What a day. Alright, I'll hit the bed, man. Oh, thanks for joining me and for having the chance to chat about and to always make my case about why Super Metroid is the best game ever made. What a fanboy, my fucking god. Thank you, man. I think we did a pretty good job with Leonardo, Alleyway Leo. That idea of Leo being in an alleyway was on point. I haven't thought of that. That was really useful. Thank you. And I think this one ended up pretty good. I was thinking about adding an extra details and such, but I think that one might go. We'll publish everything tomorrow. You always do, man. You always do. Okay, hopefully see you tomorrow. Uh, have a good one, man. Sweet dreams. See ya.